normal rules continues. What's good, Internet? My name is Attack Slug, and welcome back to WWE 2K17 Universe Mode. We have Carmella and Eva Marie today, and Braun Strowman and Triple H today, in normal matches here at Extreme Rules. And boy, oh boy, it's a Tuesday. Oh, ref bump again. How many ref bumps on this show can there be? Boy oh boy, is it a Tuesday, and is there things to discuss here? It's kind of, yesterday was kind of, there was some stuff. There was some stuff, and that's not even including Raw. There was some stuff. The first of which being the return of Starrcade. What? In Greensboro? What? On Thanksgiving weekend? What? Those are all things that happened in the past, and they're bringing them back for what is apparently a house show with 2 steel cage matches. So, not only is it Starrcade, not only is it in the Greensboro Coliseum, not only is it Thanksgiving weekend, but you have a Flair in a cage match. And apparently it's a house show. Now, they have not said whether or not they will actually air this on the network as a network special. I think it would be insane to bring back the Starrcade name and have it be a house show. But what I've heard is that there is a Legends convention type thing called WrestleCade that same weekend, and apparently that's been drawing some numbers, and they want to compete with that. Which, that's just sour grapes. Like, come on now. It's essentially a SmackDown house show, and that is sour grapes to go, oh, well, all these Legends are going to draw more numbers than our current product. What does that say about your current roster on SmackDown? I don't know. That whole thing is like, yeah, okay, sure. Like, if you're gonna bring back these old names of pay-per-views, obviously we discussed Mayhem yesterday for that mobile game, but look, I understand that they own them, Senton, I understand that they own them, right? But the disrespect to what are perfectly fine names for wrestling events is staggering, continually. So that's just the whole, hey, we won the war, haha, screw you WCW type stuff that they've been doing forever. So here's hoping, if they're going to have 2 cage matches, and they're going to call it Starrcade, at least put it on the network. It's not like Madison Square Garden, where that's very expensive to run shows out of MSG and televise them in any capacity. It is prohibitively expensive, and you lose money by even trying to do it. So, I get that. This is Greensboro. It's different. Please, put it on the network. Make it a big deal. It's Starrcade. That was the WrestleMania. Like, that was the equivalent. So I don't know. That's the whole thing. And then of course, Cody on Twitter was like, "Hey, you're gonna have a Starrcade and not put in Goldust, the son of Dusty Rhodes?" And then to which Michael P.S. Hayes, replies that, oh yeah, how about you and Goldust in a tag team match? Obviously, Cody's not employed there anymore, but also, Cody is a free agent. So, I mean, if they were willing to bring him in for one night to do business, and it was amenable to all parties involved in terms of making money, then a surprise appearance by Cody Rhodes at that show would be great. But if it's still a house show and not televised, then why are you even bothering? Not that I think that Michael Hayes could make that happen. But, there's that. Anyway, that was kind of the big bits of yesterday. And Eva Marie here putting up more of a fight than I had anticipated. So, whether or not they will use any more old pay-per-view names, I guess remains to be seen. Seriously, Halloween Havoc is a great name. Fall Brawl is a great name. They've got great names in their catalog of shows. You should probably use them. Instead of being like, yeah, Great Balls of Fire. No, come on. Come on. Anyway, speaking of crazy things that happened yesterday, Jim Cornette is no longer with GFW. And the reasoning is that he is not allowed into the country of Canada. So, that's the thing. Basically, they announced Bound for Glory, which is their next, I guess, pay-per-view. Oh, Sliced Red, number 2. They announced Bound for Glory, and it's going to be in Canada. I think the original rumor was it was going to be in England, but no, it's going to be in Canada. And then they're spending an additional several days taping TV. And if you understand how TNA tapes TV recently, you will understand that they tape like 3 months at a time in like a 6-day period, right? Now, Jim Cornette is currently an on-air authority figure. So how do you have your on-air authority figure not be there for 3 months? Does he Skype in? Like, how does that work? So basically, because of that unfortunate scenario of Cornette not being allowed into Canada, basically based on a bunch of stuff that happened back in the 80s with fans and riots and fights and whatnot, in, you know, the old territory days. Roll her up. Oh, didn't roll her up. That basically screws over him in GFW with that whole bit of business. Now, that wasn't the only bit of news. Bolo Bomb. That wasn't the only bit of news with GFW yesterday. Spoiler. GFW might no longer be GFW. Because they put out a bunch of press releases, and Anthem was referring to the brand as Impact again. So, this whole Jeff Jarrett situation has perhaps totally soured them on the GFW name, and now it's back to being called Impact. There was a statement from one Josh Matthews that said a whole lot of nothing. That really didn't clarify why in the blue hell they're Impact again, and not considering they just rebranded to GFW. Like, that has to be so frustrating on so many levels. And Eve Marie, speaking of frustrating, Eve Marie, not letting me just get this victory. Not letting it happen. Yep. 1, 2, 3. There we go. There we go. That was not a finisher, but I'll take it. And actually, going back to that Starcade thing for 1 second. Now, that's the Saturday after Thanksgiving. What is their problem with holidays this year? What is their no one's getting a holiday weekend with their family? Damn it. Like, what is that? There's Christmas, there's New Year's, now there's Thanksgiving weekend. Like, let them stay home with their family. Like, it's dumb. It's dumb. But that's business for you. And there is your winner. Which I guess this is not the end of this feud because I have an option to break out. I'm not going to do. Because I have more things to do today. And I can't even make any of this a thumbnail because YouTube will flag it as not being ad-friendly. I'll get it back, because once you review it, then you get it back, usually. But honestly, it's not worth the headache. Now then, speaking of crazy news that I woke up to this morning, it seems that all of the, or most of the top names at WhatCulture are all done. They're all gone. What happened? That leaves a lot of things about the WhatCulture Pro Wrestling organization in question. And when all your top talent leaves, like, what does that mean for them as a brand? And are they pulling an IGN, where all your top IGN guys left and formed Kind of Funny Games, which has been quite successful? Like, will they go a Patreon route? Will they have a new YouTube channel? Like, what's it going to be when they're no longer under that brand, under that corporate umbrella? Or will they all go their own separate ways, their own separate YouTube channels? I mean, that's all very curious. One has to wonder if this is yet another side effect of the Adpocalypse, where they just can't afford to pay anybody. And they're like, nah, we're not making any money on these things anymore, and we're certainly just tossing money into a pit on this actual wrestling promotion, so we're just gonna get rid of you guys, and we're gonna have all new talent, and all new, Triple H with the interruption. Triple H with the interruption on Braun at the pay-per-view. That's unusual. That's usually happens on, you know, Raw or whatever. And the last time this happened, there was a no contest. I'm going to go to the ring here. Even though it is a Braun! Even though this is a normal match. I'm not going to risk having this be a no contest again. So, alright, game. It's time to play it. You went through a table twice, game. Let's play it once again. Anyway, Triple H with the heel maneuver of suplexing the referee. That's pretty good. But guess what? That just means more Braun. more brawn. Anyway, there was a video game thing that got announced because it's currently the Tokyo Game Show right now. And that's normally would not be in this news section, but a new game, a new non-wrestling game, got announced from Yuke, who you might know as the guys who's been making the SmackDown and the 2K series forever. Since the beginning, it's been Yuke, right? And Yuke used to make other games. They used to make other wrestling games, and they used to also make other fighting games, like in the latter days of THQ, they made those UFC Undisputed games. But they had not made a non-wrestling game in a long time. It looks like 2013 they made a Pacific Rim game for, Xbox Arcade and whatnot. But otherwise, they've been pretty busy doing wrestling and nothing else. So, that begs the question. Just how much more of the dev time and dev load has 2K and Visual Concepts doing if Yuke has time to make a full-fledged console game coming out next year? They're making an Earth Defense Force spin-off. Now, if you guys have watched the channel for any amount of time, you would know that Earth Defense Force is one of my favorite B-tier games and game series. And normally you'd think I'd be mad that, look, I already put up with Yuke's every year for wrestling. Don't infest other series that I like, but this is not replacing Earth Defense Force. Like, EDF 5 is out in Japan this December, right? So we're getting a full proper EDF game in like 2 months. So having them do a spin-off game, fine, sure. Have at it. Maybe it'll be really good. Like, I will certainly give Yuke the benefit of the doubt, certainly when they're not under the umbrella of wrestling and WWE and 2K and whatever other weird restrictions, and certainly time constraints. So if they're making this EDF game and they are on a 1 year, 8-month dev cycle, having to build upon the same broken, buggy engine for the past 15 years, 18 years, whatever it is, that is a great thing. A great thing. So, Earth Defense Force Iron Rain coming out 2018 from Yuke. And honestly, looking forward to it. Like, I want to see what they can do in the Earth Defense Force franchise. Because the last time someone did an EDF spinoff, it was the guys who made Matt Hazard, and that game was not good. Like, they went too hard and, hey, we're waiting on EDF 4, so we're going to make a game like EDF, but then the main part of EDF is the buildings all being able to get destroyed, and you couldn't do that. And I'm like, well, why does this game exist? Like, yeah, I want to shoot giant insects, but if I can't also mow down entire cities with a rocket launcher, then what's the point? In any event, that for me was like, what? That was kind of a pretty major bit of a news thing for me. Just personal. And this is my show, so I can kind of do what I want. I can talk about what I want. Also, Triple H here, being the game, and burying that fool, shovel style, because I can't even hit a freaking signature. I am the monster among men. Don't test me. You're gonna get hurt. Crowd cheer for Triple H. Meanwhile, when it comes to Raw last night, I haven't heard a whole lot. There wasn't a whole lot of going, oh man, Raw, oh man, Raw. It was kind of like, yeah, it was Raw. It was the go-home show for No Mercy. And it was kind of whatever. Spinebuster. He has 2 finishers now. He's going to conquer, he's going to conquer the Monster Among Men. It's windy out. It's windy out. So Bayley's back. Cool. And she's been added to that women's match. Now it is a fatal 5-way. Cool. I still think whoever eats that pinfall is going to be Emma. But that's just my opinion. Oh no. I'm done here. I'm done. He hit a major reversal, and he has a finisher. I can't even reverse this. Triple H. Well, this is the Triple H that we know and love, burying new talent because he's the game. Anyway, I'm not done yet. I'm still Braun. And yes, we have a #1 contender for the IC title. It is Jason Jordan, as you might expect it to be. So, there's that. No, Triple H. Haha! I won't fall for it twice. I won't fall for it twice. Braun! Running power slam. Pin the man. Counter ref. 1, 2, 3. Oh! Man, that would have been a great ending. Being like, oh, got pedigreed, didn't work. Went for the second one, nope, my finisher. That's a great ending for a match, and then Triple H ruined it. He ruined it. He ruined it. Again, with major reversal. I don't appreciate. And then we had your Roman Reigns promo against Cena. And I don't know why. They're like, yeah, we'll get over Roman Reigns, just have him keep cursing. Like, why is that a thing? I don't... It's for me personally, it's not working. And we continued to get into that little fourth wall bit, and they mentioned Alex Riley. Which, again, that stuff pops the internet fan, that stuff pops the hardcore fan, that stuff pops, you know, the smarks, if you will, but it doesn't put the butts in the seats, because the average fan does not remember Alex Riley. He's been off TV for so long, does not remember Alex Riley. Come on now. And definitely does not recall all of the rumors and allegations between Alex Riley and John Cena, and whatnot. All that, because that was, one, it was ages ago, and number two, like, you have to be really into wrestling to even care about that in the first place, right? So, that was a bit of, you know, I get it, and it's the kind of thing that you know, makes me laugh every time, but in the long run, expecting your wider audience, that you obviously want a wider audience, to actually pay attention to the machinations of the rest of the wrestling business, especially backstage stuff, it's just not, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So, again, weird. But also, Roman Reigns being like, yeah, John Cena's not here, but I am. And I'm like, yeah, but John Cena's in China doing stuff for WWE. Like, he's still doing stuff for the company. He's not at Raw because he doesn't want to be. He's in China. Seriously. That stuff where it's like, oh yeah, we're breaking the fourth wall and breaking kayfabe, and yeah, but all the folks who actually understand that stuff, they understand that John Cena is still in China in an international tour. That's kind of how that works. So who are you trying to fool? When Roman Reigns is like, yeah, ticket sales under me, better than ever. Who are you trying to fool? Because if you're going to break the fourth wall and be meta, we know. We've seen all the photos of half-empty shows the past several months. Like, we understand, Roman. We're not stupid. So, whatever. In any event, Triple H here proving to be very difficult to get past. Very, very difficult for the monster among men. Braun! I just can't hit the signature. There it goes. Finally. Signature. Boom! He's going a clubbering. And then, number two. Number two! You are not getting a rope break, Trips. I'm sorry. Not happening. Count it, ref. 1, 2. Really? Really? I have things to do today, Triple H. You're not respecting my time, Triple H. Why won't you let me be the monster that I am, Triple H? I just can't hit a signature. It's just not happening. And we get another pedigree. Another pedigree. That's a rope break. My foot is on the rope. Oh, he's dragging me. He's dragging me. This might be the end, folks. This might be... He might have conquered Braun. He might have conquered Braun. That's too small. Triple H does it. Congrats, game. Congrats on burying another young talent, game. Cool dad, Triple H, yeah. I thought it would be a cakewalk. I should have known that Braun going over on the go-home show, putting Triple H through 2 tables, would inevitably mean that Triple H went over at the pay-per-view. That's usually how things work. So, congrats, game. I gave it my best, and it just wasn't good enough. And so that wraps up things for today. I thank you for watching. I am your host, Attack Slug. More videos every day. And I'll see you next time, right here on this channel. And I'm out.